Welcome back, Luxies, to the Luxury Live Show. Today we have our favorite special guest here, Jessie Style from Australia, and of course, fashionably Amy.
Yeah.
Today, today we've got a kind of like a Q&A. We've been talking about getting you back on the channel, and I think in the last couple of weeks we've been uh saying what kind of questions we're gonna ask you. But before we do that, how are you?
Good. Yeah, it's been a pretty good weekend. I went to the op shop this morning, which was cool, and I actually picked up a handbag, which was nice.
Ooh.
I'll show you guys what it is. I got Dooney and Burke.
Ah,
I've never got this brand before.
Disney.
Yeah, it's Disneyland, but I've never seen Dooney and Burke in Australia, so I picked it up.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah,
I've never heard of Dooney and Burke. What are they? Are they
Dooney and Burke.
You've never heard, really?
no?
They sell it. It's more of a contemporary brand. They used to sell it at the Bay, kind of department store level.
Yeah,
No?
I see it a lot on like different US like
Yeah.
Caleb Snell, and like they always talk about Dooney and Burke, and I'm like, what
Yeah.
is Dooney and Burke? So then when I saw it at the op shop, I was like, Dooney and Burke. So I didn't know.
Nice.
That's cool. So anyway, that's what I did this morning. But other than that, just been, it's like 2 o'clock in Australia, so different time zone. So
Right.
I filmed a few
Three
videos.
3 hours away. We are 11 o'clock here in Singapore and 8,
8
right? Amy, 8
p.m. Yeah.
p.m. for you. Yep.
Yeah.
What have you guys been
Lovely.
up to?
Wow, I had a really fruitful morning this morning. I woke up at 6 and
Wow, yeah.
then I'm exhausted because I was planning on bringing my Nato to the beach today. And there is one beach here in Singapore. It's called Tanjong Beach that you're allowed to let your dogs run off leash and they can run on the beach and play. And I've never been there. So I decided that today would be the day. But the past week, it has been raining cats and dogs in Singapore. It's been raining non-stop. There is a monsoon thunderstorm. It's been so bad. I was thinking like this morning, I was like, might not happen. So last night I was thinking maybe, but woke up, it was pretty okay. And yeah, the weather was great. So I did that, gave her a shower, fed her, I ate, and now I'm sitting here. I'm like, I'm so tired.
That's tiring.
It's like you had a full day already.
Right. What about you, Amy? How was your day? You had a full day. You're 8 o'clock.
No, I had a real full day. But so I said that on the Luxury Live Show for members that I was really working out more in January because that was one of my mindset goals this year. But I had to stop in February because I injured my knee, and so today I wanted to go out for a light walk because the sun came out, but then it started raining. So I was like, oh, never mind. So I didn't go out, and instead I just filmed the Q&A right before this live. Well, right before I right before dinner, I filmed the Q&A and then ate dinner and then came. So it's sort of that kind of day.
That's
Just
okay.
very normal. It's my usually Friday. That's what I do. I try to film content and I come on the live and then I watch TV after and then I go to bed. So, yeah.
I like that kind of.
I had some drama with my neighbors. They burst a pipe. They burst like our water pipe. So I don't have any water. Hopefully we just got a plumber over. So I'm just going to have to deal with that. Otherwise, I don't know. I might have to go to my friend's house because our shower won't work.
Yeah, that's the worst. We've had so many water pipe issues also in our condo. Not just our unit, the whole condo. They've had to fix it so many times. It's the worst.
So
Yeah.
annoying. I'm like, oh, it'll be fine with no water. I'm like, no, definitely
No.
not. Anyways,
All right.
live stream.
Okay, so we have, I guess the guests are all coming in. So if you have any questions for Jessie or any of us, just pop a question there. I think I'll get started with my question, and I've been alluding to it for the past couple of weeks on our live streams, as well as members live. I said, I wanted to ask you, how are you doing in your whole selling? Like you were selling like 10, was it 10 bags? I don't know, because there was quite a few bags.
Heaps.
You were downsizing
Yeah.
your collection, and then did you sell everything? Because I can't remember. I think you want to sell your Kellys, and I watched one video. So anyway, my
yeah.
question is more like, how are you going with the whole sale?
Yeah.
And then how are you feeling now after it's sort of kind of complete?
Yeah. Well, I found fine for me. I go through phases where I buy a lot of bags, and then I look at my collection. I'm like, what do I want it to actually be? And then I don't know, I get an idea in my head that I want to have like 10 bags or 15 bags, and then I just ruthlessly start selling stuff. Or there might be a bag that I'm like, okay, that's quite an expensive bag. I don't want to invest too much of my savings into it. What bags can I sacrifice to fund that bag? So in this case, I was thinking, I think I would like a Kelly 25. And I was kind of looking on the pre-love market for some, that sort of thing. And I thought, I could probably like sacrifice a few bags for my collection to, I guess, put towards the Kelly 25. And so I ended up selling quite a few bags. I pretty much just sold ones that I thought were like maybe a bit heavy, or things that I didn't see myself having long term. And I was quite ruthless, because even at one point I was thinking to sell my Kelly 28 and my Kelly 32, because I thought maybe it would be better to have just smaller Kellys and Birkins. Just have a collection, like just have Kelly 25, Birkin 25, and then if I ever wanted to add another one, I'd probably get another combination of those. And I thought, you know what, like this Kelly 32 is very expensive, so maybe I'll sacrifice it. But then at the end, I actually sold quite a few bags, like maybe 6 bags or so. That was already enough to buy another Kelly that I was after. So I thought maybe I'll just think about selling the Kellys, because I was going to sell my red Kelly. I was going to sell this one, but then I ended up not selling it in the end. But I was ready to let it go. But I think, it's hard, because I have sold I have sold 2 Kellys in the past that were also size 28 Cellier. One was like a box calf, so I was a bit. It's always raining, so I was a bit scared to use it. And then the first one was the first Kelly I ever bought, and that was a malachite Kelly with a blue top handles, like a limited edition Kelly. And I sold that because I wanted to buy a Birkin instead. But then, I don't know. It's hard with Kellys and Birkins because they're things you don't buy every day. So I don't know. Sometimes there's always something better out there to explore. So I don't like having too many very expensive bags at once. So, but now I'm kind of like stopped with the selling for a little bit, because I already sold quite a bit this year. And I'm trying to just be like, cool it now, maybe calm down a little bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, so now your collection's sort of trimmed down to, whatever you have at the back, but it's also becoming more, like let's say you're getting Kellys and Birkins, right? A lot of the bags that you sold were more like like non-quarter bags, right? So are you curating your collection to be more towards the quarter bag type?
I mean, is that a good idea? I was thinking, like, should I just
thing? Once you do that, you come up to a situation where it's going to be hard to let go, but if you have enough that you can rotate. But
I think for me, I still really like the Hermes bags that are not Birkin and Kelly, because I tend to actually use them more. So I wouldn't necessarily just collect Birkins and Kellys, because as much as I'd love to wear them like all the time, sometimes I just don't feel like it. So that's why I definitely still wear my Pico tin and my Bolide, and I love my plume, mini plume, and just, I still have bags that I wear a lot, and my Lindy's. So I don't know, maybe in the future I'll be like, you know what, I'm just going to collect Kellys and Birkins, and maybe I will delete all the rest. But I don't know, I actually really like the more low-key Hermes bags as well. But one could argue you could get low-key bags at Coach, you could get low-key bags anywhere. So why would you spend so much money on a Hermes low-key bag? But for me, I just love the colors that Hermes do, the different leathers, obviously the quality is really beautiful. So I really appreciate some of the other styles that they have. But I guess the ones that I sold, like I sold my blue bolide. I already had another 2 bolide, so I thought maybe just sacrifice one. And then like I had a green gypsy air, and that one I was kind of on the fence for a while. So that one I sold because I found it wasn't easy to use and the color was very bright. So I always found it was not easy to start. Like I had a lot of colorful bags, but that one was particularly like every time I wore it, it would just take over my whole outfit. Whereas other bright colors, you can kind of, I don't know, they're not as like crazy. So yeah, just stuff like that. Stuff that I was like, wasn't my favorite. I kind of was a bit cutthroat. And I was trying to be a bit cutthroat as well with some of my Kelly bags because they are so expensive. I thought, if I sell these, I can put it towards something I prefer. But I don't know. At the end of the day, I think I was being a bit trying to curate too much. Sometimes I overthink it as well. But yeah, I don't know. Would you guys ever just like focus in on like Birkins and Kellys, or are you kind of getting into the more, Hermes Bolide or Garden Party or something like that too?
I'll let Amy go.
I definitely saw a transition in regards to that before, or maybe when I was just starting my journey. Since I didn't have any Hermes bags, it sort of made sense to not just try to get the quota bag, since you could only get one a year anyway, to also get the non-quota bags, because how else would you really get to know the brand, right? Aside from everything else you buy, ready-to-wear jewelry, etc. But they are known for their leather goods. So I would say maybe for the first 2 years, I was really trying to get my hands on as many different styles that I liked as possible. But then recently, in the more recent years, so maybe in the last year and a half, I saw myself wanting to transition to just focusing more on the BKCs, just the quota bags, because like in terms of their non-quota bags, I have a few. I still have the ones that I have, and those are the ones that I enjoy using. And I don't tend to be as adventurous as you. Like I don't tend to be so loving every single new non-quota bags or just every single new bags that they come up with. I'm quite picky. And so but I also just decided that I already have enough of even the non-quota bags that I don't need to venture out too much. That's how, Plus, I still buy Chanel bags as well. And for me, my Chanel bags are very much they fill in the hole when Hermes is too serious to carry or too pricey to carry to that event or whatever. For me, Chanel not only fills in that hole, but it also is, I guess, depending on because I also own a lot of Chanel bags that are very pretty and prim and proper and kind of more nighttime, and those also fill in the date nights and the weddings and like that kind of, and the travel.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. I think because I sold all my Chanel bags, so I feel like I need something else. I can't just have Birkins and Kellys. I feel like for me, if I have a crossbody, I'd go for my mini Lindy or something like that, because I don't have a Chanel mini anymore, if you're thinking of a design bag. And I guess that's the direction I chose to go. But I still can imagine myself being like crazy when I'm older and being like Birkin and Kelly only and just that. But at the same time, I can, because there are so many different combinations you can get in a Kelly for different leathers, different hardwares, and that can be quite fun to explore in itself. But one might argue that gets a bit boring as well. So, I don't know. Who knows?
But what's important is what you feel, though, because it's your collection. You're the one using them. And since you sold, because is your direction to mainly just focus on Hermes? And because you even sold all your Chanel and your LVs, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
For me, I like the style of the Hermes bags more than like the Chanel and Louis Vuitton, only because I find them more casual and I find they wear very well. Like they're very durable. So that's why I like them. And I also like, I guess, how I can put little rodeo charms on them, and I just like the way I style them. So I found that I could be more creative with the Hermes bags. And I just found that I just liked them more, but that's just me. So that's why I really leaned into that.
Yeah.
But I might get bored of that one day. I don't know. I really don't know. But I think that a lot of the bags I have, they're things that they don't really go out of fashion. They're very like simple styles. So I hope that I'll just slow down a bit now and just be happy with what I have. I mean, there's always things I'm curious about with like Hermes bags. There's always things to explore, but it's obviously expensive. So you have to reach a point where you're like, oh, you have to take it a bit slower, before you add anything else. Because, I mean, I already probably have too many bags. So I don't need to add anything else.
Is your whole collection all Hermes now? Do you not have other? Have you sold everything? Like even your, because you bought some.
I have a few Loewe bags, just like
Right.
small ones, but I don't have any. I have like a mini Fendi sequin thing. I have a few random like little things, but in terms of like the big things like Speedy, Chanel flap, I don't have any of that anymore. Where I used to have multiple, so
Mm-hmm.
I did cut out a lot of that. Like I would say, like, if you're talking about someone who collects something, I definitely don't really collect Louis Vuitton or Chanel bags anymore. Like, I just don't have the same. I have a few like things here and there, like scarves and SLGs, but not like it as intensely as I used to collect them. Now, I would say if I'm intensely collecting a bag brand, it would probably be Hermes. Out of all the brands, that's just, I don't know, that's just what it ended up happening. I guess I've just really liked exploring Hermes bags the most, and I found it the most interesting for me at the moment. But I've explored a lot of brands. I probably the brands that I haven't really explored is Dior. Never really got into Dior bags myself. And I would say to an extent I never really got into like, I got a few Gucci bags, but I was never like super into it. Bottega, I never really got into either. So there's heaps of brands I never really got into, but I don't know. Once I started to get into Hermes, I was like, hard for me to not get it. Like I just kept kind of going. So yeah.
How about Kat? We skipped you for the question earlier
Yeah. Would
about
you
whether
ever
you would
just
focus only on
Oh,
Coda.
I think for me, because I think it took me a while to realize what kind of Hermes collection I wanted. So I went through a bit of like collect the Birkin, Kelly, Mini Kelly, Constance, and I went through it around. And then I had a Mini Lindy. So it made me sort of, I think after sort of, and then I, sold some of the bags. But I think for me, it's more of, I Hermes is more of a collector for me. Like I know I shouldn't be collecting them, but
yeah.
I just don't have the kind of lifestyle to incorporate a Birkin and Kelly regularly. So they are very special bags, and I think I only need like one just to put on a pedestal and like, oh, here we go, this is my journey, yeah. So would I go into buying a lot of the non-quota? I don't think so. I think I'll get a few, and a few specific ones. Like I do have the mini bolide now because it's cute,
Yeah, so cute.
but I
Babes.
don't think I'm gonna go into all like the tempting, right? Garden party is so much cheaper.
Yeah.
Halzan, Gypsy, all of
Or
that
the
is
mini
tempting. But
bag.
yeah, or the mini hair bag, they're all tempting and they're all fun to collect, but they're just expensive.
Yeah, they are.
And I feel that I can get other bags and just enjoy a bag for what it is. In other brands, I don't need the Hermes brand on it. So
Yes,
if
yeah.
I want to go Hermes, I'm just gonna keep a few of the special ones. To me, they're special. Like my special order,
Oh yeah.
collected, got the little
Yeah.
verified tick done. Got the Birkin, got the Kelly, got my beautiful box Constance. I Yeah, I think that's about it. I think for me, the special quota bags are where I'm aiming for, and then I pull a full stop on it. Because then I want to, because I'm not going to be able to enjoy them. I think for you and for Amy, you can have the way you are with fashion. It works really well. For me, I'm more of like occasional. Like I would once in a quarter decide I'll go out and dress up and do that. And it has become even worse ever since I became a dog mom. Like
True.
there's no way I can carry my Birkin with her.
Yeah.
There's just no way. She will like, oh, there's treats inside, and there goes my Birkin.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
pets.
So
Yeah.
it is just a little bit. It took me a little time, but I agree with JW Miller. There's so many cute non-quota bags, and it'll never end. But then there are also many cute non Hermes bags. Like I was spying this super cute LV Nano Elma, and I was like,
that is really cute.
what
actually.
is what 2000?
Yeah.
Like the bolete's like 5 times the price. So I just at that
yeah.
point, I'm doing the comparison right now because I would rather, not break the bank, but still enjoy something nice. So I think at this point I am at the stage where Hermes is a collector's collection for me, a small, tight one.
Yes.
And now I'm just gonna open the floodgates.
Oh my god.
And try every other brand. Go back to every other brand. It's not even try. Go back. Because 3 years since the COVID started, it was just Hermes, right? I did my dues. I did my dues, right?
You did your dues.
I did my dues. I went everything. I did the game. I played the game. My essays lab. And now I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. Like I'm not going to run the race anymore, but I'll still shop the brand because that race made me appreciate everything they have. I like their scarves. I like their shoes. I do like their clothes. Having said that's really expensive. I like the jewelry. I like everything. So I see it as a slow walk for the rest of slow walk. And if I get offered anything, it'll be great. But yeah,
that's interesting. I think I realized for me, I have to create boundaries for myself. So I think the reason why I just went all in on Hermes bags is because I was getting way too tempted by all the other collections out there. Like Louis Vuitton especially is like my kryptonite. I don't know why. Like Louis Vuitton,
same.
I'm just like, oh my god, I need that. Like the Murakami collection drove me absolutely insane. Like I made videos about it. I was like, oh, guys, what are we gonna do? Like but like I had to resist. So in my head, I create these like stupid rules for myself, like no Louis Vuitton, no Chanel, no this, no that, because I know if I let myself buy it, I'll go way too crazy. So I think that could be why for me, I just went all in on Hermes bags because I'm like, okay, it's Hermes. I'm allowing myself to buy it. Because if I allowed myself to buy Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Dior, like it would just be like, where's the boundary? So I think that's also why I really just went a certain direction, because it gave me something to focus on, which is a weird reason. But I find otherwise I'm just like too influenced to buy everything. Like, so that's maybe why as well. And I found for me, I'm never as disappointed by Hermes. Like their products are always really beautiful, great quality, like very timeless. They tend to also hold value pretty well. So it's less of a risk. Maybe that's why I also kind of went that direction, I think. But that's not to say I'll never go back to the dark side of Louis Vuitton or something. I find it's way too addictive. Like Louis Vuitton for me is like the most addictive brand.
Mm.
That's not a weird reason at all. I said that about myself as well because I got asked before why are your unboxings or whatever your collection so boring? It's only Chanel and Hermes. Like, who can afford that? Da, 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 right? But
Yeah.
for me, I don't think I have as big of an issue getting super distracted. I don't go too outside the norm. I mean, occasionally maybe, but not in a like I don't feel it as in a impulsive, addictive way. But at
Yeah.
the same time, it does help. It does help me just zone into what I love the most, which are Chanel and Hermes. Chanel being really the brand aesthetic wise, I really just for me just is so me. And Hermes,
Yeah.
I just learned to love. Aesthetic is fine, more minimal, but I just truly appreciate the quality and that it's reliable. Every time I get a new, whether quota or non-quota bag, I can expect a level of precision in terms of the craftsmanship and just the leather quality. It's not something you can expect with other brands for sure. With Hermes, I can. And so I've decided that those are the two brands that I'm going to buy, and I'm not going to apologize for that. And I think that's not a real reason that you decided to do that for yourself because you have had many transitions over. To me, it's sort of a shorter period of time. Maybe for you, it seems like eternity because the
Yeah.
changes are so, they happen so fast and you're
Yeah.
in it. But I think it's totally fine. It's
Yeah.
a
And I
smarter
think
way to approach it.
anybody who's into like collecting fashion or whatever, like you kind of figure out what you like over time, and then you like choose what you're not going to buy, and you try not get too convinced maybe by what other people think or whatever, and you kind of lean into what you like the most. So I think for everyone, they're always learning that kind of thing about themselves. And I might get to a point where, yeah, I'm like, okay, now I only collect Kelly bags because that's what I decided for
Mm,
myself. But at this stage, I'm happy with like giving myself boundaries. But yeah, I guess, yeah, I still really like some of the Hermes non-quota bags myself. But yeah, obviously
Hmm.
I can't buy as many if I was going to buy something like a Constance or Birkin or something because they're more expensive. But yeah.
Yeah, I
uh,
like the non-quota bags. It's just that I'm more like now revisiting what's worth in my
Yeah,
lifestyle.
of course. I think,
Yeah, yeah. And it's how do you say, I think I definitely agree with what you said about how Hermes can give you focus. I mean, you were not really in the game, right? You were not, but the 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 in-store, game or
yes.
challenge or whatever you want to call it, that is that not only needs a lot of it needs quite a bit of funds, but it also and you don't see the funds go out like one chunk, right? It's like when you see, it's like, whoa, something is depleting really quickly.
Yes.
um
It's a
but you
slow
also
slow
need,
burn.
yeah, and it needs a lot of patience, and you just need to stop uh obsessing on other things, because there's just no way to focus on two or three other brands if you are buying Hermes strictly. Because take my Elma for example, you want to buy that in the store, I think it's like 2+ grand, and if you get it pre-love, even cheaper. But you buy a bolide, it's touching the 5 digits. You
It's like
can't,
10
you just
pages.
can't.
Yeah.
And at one point they were offering it with purchase, like purchase with purchase, you gotta buy first to be
Yeah.
offered. So
It's
financially it's
crazy,
very
man.
difficult. But then, I mean, that aside, right, that whole thing created, the positive thing that came out of it is focus. You just have to be like focused, you have to be patient, you have to just push away all other vices. Like you just gonna be, okay, I can't buy. I don't want to look at anything from. I don't want to look at everything from Dior, LV, and all. Just focus on it. And after a while, you realize that actually a lot of these other brands are just noise. And then you develop a sense of I think I developed an ability to say no.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Yeah. So for this year, at least the coming years, the thing is for me is like now the distractions are not so intense. Right? Like the Murakami was one I was trying to get, the Speedy. And I think in the past I would have gone freaking insane, like non-stop. But I actually was a bit like, okay, if I get it, I'll get it. And if the restock happens, I'll give it a go. But if it doesn't happen, whatever. But I think in the past, I would have hunted it down. I would have gone to resellers to just beg the world to get me the piece that I couldn't have gotten. So
I would do the same back 2 years ago. If this happened, I'll be losing my mind over this collection. I was losing my mind over this collection. I just bought a Twilly, but I didn't I would have bought a bag for sure. But yeah, that website would have been driving me insane.
Right. I
don't know,
do like the collection. Yeah, we change. You find new priorities, and like you said, you're gonna focus on Hermes because it gives you clarity, it gives you focus, and that's great. So, but I feel like if you ever were to decide, okay, I'm gonna open up the floodgates.
Yes,
I don't think it would be so serious, because there's something about buying just Hermes that enables you to pull back on other brands. That's for me. Like I have opened up the floodgate, but I haven't gone like, woo, everything, because everything's so cheap. Is not cheap, but
it's not cheap, compared to even 5 years ago.
I just got one bag so far.
Yes, that's totally fine. I mean, I would probably dip my toe back into LV again one day, especially if I'm like, I'm pretty done with my collection is already, like, how much more do you need? I don't know. For me, I don't know. Like, I might go, I'm worried if I ever went back and started buying Louis Vuitton again, it would be one thing, then another thing, and then it adds up very fast. So I try not to, because I know myself.
Yeah.
And also, I guess I've collected a lot in the past anyway, so I've kind of already experienced it. So I feel like if I was ever going to go back and venture into something else, maybe I'd try something completely different, like maybe a brand that was also really great quality that was not Hermes. I would love to explore something different like that. Or I would even put my funds towards a more affordable bag like Coach or Pauline or something, if I wanted to invest a little bit into a certain trend instead of maybe going back to Chanel or LV, because I think in terms of that kind of pricing that's over $2,000-$3,000, I think if I'm investing that much, I need the quality to be really good. So that's why I opt for the Hermes stuff. But yeah, I'm still open to Coach and that, because the price point is a lot better. And if I just want a cute, trendy bag, then I'll probably go to a more contemporary brand myself at this point, because LV and Chanel have become so expensive as well compared to 5 years ago.
Sure.
Yeah.
For sure. We had this conversation, right, Amy? We said there is a tipping point in the pricing. Like, especially if you're buying if you buy LV or any of the contemporary brands, they have like a 1 or 2. It's still like, oh, okay, not too bad.
Yeah.
But the moment they have 5 or 6 or 7 at the front,
10.
That's when the brain just says, should I spend this money or top a little bit more and just save it and get the Hermes bag, which has so much better value. So I think those, at least in that bracket, that 5, 6, 7, 8,000 bracket, which bags like Fendi, Dior, some more expensive LV bags, they don't look attractive anymore. And of Chanel, most of them are in that bracket. They just don't look. They make you think twice. Like,
Yeah, And I think especially because I work at a consignment store now, I work in a called the Persefair, it's a secondhand store. So if I have been tempted to like, oh, that Fendi bag's a really great deal. Like, you know, you can get a peekaboo for 50% off, or even a Louis Vuitton, an older style that's still immaculate condition, like the owner never wore it, and it's $1,000. Like, sure, like there's stuff like that on the pre-love market that I think sometimes I feel like I have too many options actually lately. So I really have to have self-control because there is so many bags to buy, like new, secondhand, so many options out there. So it's kind of got to the point for me where I have to really, really like it to buy it. And that, yeah, I like, there's just so many things to buy now, I feel.
And especially now, because
Yeah.
now a lot of new bags, maybe worn once,
Yes,
are being
literally.
sold. It's just crazy, at least
It
in
happens.
Singapore.
It happens all the time. Like people bring in their bags. I open up the box. I'm like, you never used it, and we're selling it for a few $1,000s less. And they're like, yep, okay, every day. I'm like, oh my god. Like, so it's just crazy to. That's I think also what has deterred me from going to Louis Vuitton or Chanel and dropping $10,000 because I know that there's an abundance of it on the secondhand market as well, and you can save thousands. And if I'm not going to buy it for $1,000s less, why would I buy it new? I don't know. I guess it's also like a thing for me. I have a different perspective, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, is that Jerusha? Wait, I'm looking.
Yeah, Jerusha's
Came in
here.
and she went off.
What is this? Let me see.
She said, "Well, I can tell you, I'm never making a response video ever again." I don't know what happened.
I don't think she's referring to this live necessarily, but I know what she's talking about. I think because we thumbnailed your live as in you sold your collection, part of your collection. So
yeah.
there's someone else here that's very prominent on the on YouTube who used to be in the luxury space that is selling her whole collection, literally.
Lydia. Yeah.
I knew that too.
It's different for Jessie. Jessie is fine-tuning her collection. It's not selling her.
Yeah, she's not selling her whole collection, but it almost looked like it. It almost looked like you're selling your whole collection.
There's been times where I've been like, you know what? Maybe I just not. I don't know. I'm always like feeling like bags are always on my mind, and sometimes I get this feeling like it would be good if I just let them all go, but I don't know. I can't deny I still love bags. So what am I supposed to do? Sometimes,
yeah.
What are you supposed to do? Yeah. So yeah, but I think with Lydia Elise Millen, it was more she's moved on, and I don't know. Like, obviously, I don't know her personally, but it was a safety as well. Oh yes, yeah, exactly, yeah. Because Jerusha made a video about it as well. Lydia selling her bags. It caused a huge commotion in the luxury community, I think, because she is one of the really huge influencers. And when she said she was selling all her bags, it was pretty shocking. And I think it's literally she spoke about how she's worried to wear them in the city and they're so valuable. And also she's also making she's collaborating with another brand and making her own bag designs, which I assume she'll be wearing. So it kind of makes sense for her to do that, to let them all go. So I kind of understood why she was doing it, but
it doesn't make sense to me though. I mean, like selling your whole collection, because I shared my video about even when I was moving, I still kept bags that I won't carry when I go to the city. I mean, like, I mean, you will resize your collection.
Yes.
Yeah, you will rejig it, but it definitely is a little bit too extreme to say everything. But then again, she did say that she doesn't at all use any of them, and I can't remember. She said something about she doesn't have many left as well, right? So she's already downsized quite a bit. Now I don't follow her, so I'm not sure. It's a collection like 50 bags, and she's selling everything. Like, what's that person's name? Oh my gosh, the one we talked about. What's the one that we talked about? That lady.
What?
The other lady, the first one that did this whole selling.
Nikki
Who?
Sky.
Me?
What?
Nikki Sky.
Nikki
Nikki
Sky,
Sky.
yeah.
Right.
Now she had like a
Really
lot
good.
of bags, and she said she wiped out everything. But I'm not sure. Lydia definitely has curated her bags a little bit. Am I?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe she really just doesn't connect with Hermes. I don't know, but I who knows? Like, we don't know. But for whatever reason, I can understand, because I've done the same thing. I've sold all my bags, started again, been like, oh, you kind of just change your mind sometimes. I think you can do that all the people change their style. Some people go goth, some people go punk, and then they're like, I want to be a girly girl. Like, you can do whatever you like.
Have you been watching too much of that? On YouTube, there's this one channel like change up my style, and then they're like goth, and then they get a makeup artist and they change them to a Barbie.
Yes, I have watched that. That is so funny. Maybe next live stream we'll go goth. We'll be like, guys, we changed.
Oh, Lydia didn't refer to it as her brand. Didn't refer to her own bag brand there was a clarification video.
Oh yeah, she did a follow-up video.
Oh,
But she said
I definitely watched that.
Sorry, I'm being too nosy, but yes, she explained that she didn't sell all her bags to promote her new bag collection. She was just giving everyone an update, because a lot of people said, she's just selling all her bags to promote her own brand, and it's just all a publicity stunt, which who the hell knows at the end of the day. But she was just saying that she was sharing that she was letting go of her bags, and that's that. So I don't know, you guys. Like, all I know is that I made a video and it got a lot of views for me. And I'm like, okay, everyone's interested in this topic. People love that spicy stuff. People really get, I don't know, they really find it, and it drives people, and it makes people really emotional when people sell their bags. Yeah. But I don't know, guys.
I guess it's shocking for us because we are, if it's shocking for us because we all love bags here. Like you and me, we all love bags. And the people watching here all love bags. So when Smith said, I'm selling all my bags, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's really a first world problem. But I mean, I can think about it like, which is
really
why
it's like,
I laugh at it, because I know how silly it can sound as well. When I tell some of my friends, I'm like, I'm gonna sell my bags, and they're like, sell lah.
Yeah,
it
literally.
it is. But it is very deep. It's very deeply ingrained in us that we love our bags. So don't talk about our bags, okay?
Yeah, we must protect them.
Okay, Julius is saying, LOL, my point is I never speaking out about anything again. I'm way too in my feelings, and if I get shocked, I'm not going to document it again.
Oh, that's okay.
All right, Jurisha, you're okay to say it.
Yeah, okay. I think sometimes it's good to just be honest. And also, I mean, people love hearing your thoughts as well. And yeah, I mean, we all have different opinions, and it's good to hear what everyone else's perspective. And especially Jerusha, because you've been collecting bags for so long, you would have a different perspective to other people. So it's good to hear your thoughts. I mean, it's things that I say people don't agree with all the time. They might make a video about something I've talked about, and they might disagree, but it's interesting to hear what people think, Sometimes it kind of changes your perspective. Yeah. I don't think you should hold back. I think it's good to just, be honest. As long as, I guess, it doesn't hurt anyone. But yeah. At the end of the day, we're just talking about handbags.
Yeah. Okay, let's take some questions. Yeah, all the questions that you've been getting. Okay, MJ Huang asked you, how do you trust the second-hand item is authentic? And this is all for Jessie.
So we usually use a few authenticity devices at the Perse Fair. So we'll use Entropy, and we'll use some other third-party authentication services to check that. Obviously, if you're shopping secondhand, I would also do your research. Look at what fake bags look like, real bags. Get an eye for red flags. If something seems too good to be true, probably it is. Whether it's like the packaging looks a bit fake, probably don't buy that then. But you should always, I would say, when it comes to shopping secondhand, always shop places which guarantee authenticity. So if something does go wrong, like you get it and you're like, wait a sec, this looks a bit sus, they'll guarantee your money back. So try shop at places that have a good reputation. But, you know, with secondhand, you have to be comfortable to do it as well. It's not for everybody. Some people will not trust secondhand at all. For me, I'm okay with it because I see people all the time buy bags and then sell them straight away. And I know that I see people, same kinds of people selling bags, because a lot of people get stuck in the trap of buying, selling, buying a lot from the store. And there's so much on the secondhand market. Like, think of all the collections of all the years of all the brands. Like, where do the bags go? They go to the secondhand market. So there's so many authentic bags to buy, but yes, there is a lot of fakes too. So you have to do your research and, yeah, I guess shop places which have a good reputation is what I would say. But yeah, it's not for everybody. What do you guys think?
What is a tip that you would give a newbie who's really interested in buying secondhand? Perhaps their reason could be just budget.
I would say try and figure out if there's any like secondhand consignment stores near you. So in your town or city or whatever, because it's really good to be able to go to a physical location and see the bags for yourself. And yeah, I mean, obviously it's a little bit riskier if you're shopping on online secondhand stores because you've got the shipping and maybe taxes and any kind of things like that. But if you are able to go to a consignment store or, you know, something like that, and you can visit it yourself and have a look around, I think that's the safest way to shop pre-loved for me. Or even, you know, going to Japan or something, go to Singapore, there's heaps of secondhand designer. I mean, there's heaps of Hermes sellers in Singapore. Yeah, a lot of people do that. They go to these more reputable places. And I guess it just depends what you're comfortable with as well. If you feel too stressed to shop secondhand, because it can be stressful. Yeah, you got to weigh up the, you know, either you pay more money or you shop secondhand. You kind of have to weigh up the options.
Totally. If you're a newbie, okay, so if you're a newbie and you're buying something that's super vintage, then yeah, you know, use all that online research, online info. I say go to reputable places. Japan will have a lot of that. But if you're buying something that is relatively new, as in that you still can find it in store, that's one way to also go and self-authenticate, like actually feel the real thing. Go to the secondhand stores or go to the Chanel's and LVs if they have it. Then when you receive your item, then I guess that'll be one way to self-authenticate besides entropy. Because, you know, when you see a fake, okay, when you receive the fake, there is, unless it's like super A or triple A, 4A grade, there's gonna be some inconsistencies.
Yes.
Maybe the feel, the weight of the bag, there's something about it that will be off.
Yeah. Like I can tell when we get, like, if there's like a fake bag that's not like super duper, there is super fakes out there, which is quite scary. Don't get me wrong, there is some. But when it's it's a good fake, but you can kind of tell sometimes by the stamping, you can see the fonts. Something is a bit weird here. Sometimes you feel the hardware seems a bit too loose or something, like, feels a bit weird, or like the proportion is a bit off. If this is something that comes with, if you have experience with either being around a lot of designer bags and being familiar with a certain style, you'll start to develop an eye for what that style should look like. So if you're really trying to get, for example, like a Nano Speedy or something, just say a monogram, really see if you can get your hands on a real thing and have a look, study it. If your friend has one, you know, study it, look at it. Try and look at images online. Like, what do these bags look like? And then you'll be able to at least be able to get an eye for like what it should look like. Because I found that even with like looking at certain Chanel bags over and over again, I can see which ones look a bit dodgy and which ones look real. And even with Hermes, there's some things I look at, I'm like, looks a bit off. But it's hard because these brands, they also change the way that stamps look and everything over time to make it harder to authenticate because they don't like people being able to work out how to replicate it. So
Makes sense.
being an authenticator would take years and years and years of studying these brands because these brands are constantly changing as well. So that's why you do need to get a few opinions sometimes when you are authenticating something. But it can get complicated. But all I can say is I know there's definitely so many real bags on the pre-love market which you can buy. And I think it's a good thing to support because obviously it's more sustainable as well. And you don't have to go through all the fuss of sometimes getting it from the store, which can be stressful. Buying things from the store can be stressful as well. I mean, the Hermes journey, for example, can be stressful. It could be stressful even if you want a piece of the Takashi Murakami. That can be stressful. I mean, they're playing that game now where you could go to the pre-loved and get something from, you know, wherever, the 2000s and pick up an original piece. I think there's something cool about that as well, shopping pre-loved.
Yeah, love that. Okay, so there's a question about your black mini, Lindy. Did you sell it from 30,000 feet?
Oh, I didn't. I don't. I still have it. It's here. That's my mini Lindy. So I kept this
Maybe
one
because it's at the bottom shelf. It's at the bottom shelf. Nobody can see.
I don't think it's a bit small, so you don't see it. But everyone always says it looks a bit like a cat or a dragon because of the eyes.
Oh,
looks a bit like a cat.
That's cute.
Yeah, I got this one from the store, so I don't think I'd ever sell it. But yeah, you always go through. But I really like this bag, so I wouldn't sell that one. But yeah, I've kind of sold some of the more older bags I had. Yeah, nothing super fresh or yeah. I sold quite a few, but yeah, I don't think I sold anything that was majorly shocking, like something that was like a real standout piece of my, like selling my Kellys, I think would have been a bit more of like a bigger impact. But I didn't really sell anything that was like something I'd really, really like love. Like the top 5 bags I love or something. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I didn't actually still have quite a lot of bags left. I could probably curate it more, but I'm just gonna slow down.
If you're happy with what you have, then just stop.
Yeah.
Right? Just have a pause.
Yeah, I think the key is just pause and probably just don't buy any more.
Yeah. We have like quite a few questions. So Raindrop Raina is asking 2 questions. So the first question is, apart from the rainbow colors you already have, what other colors do you like?
Oh, yes. This is such a good question. Well, I do really like the color Rose Darling, which I know Jerusha got a mini bolide in that color. So pretty. I have a Lastia in that color. I don't know if I have it here, but yeah. And Rose Darling, it's a really pretty pastel color. I really like the color Lilas, which is like a older color that Hermes used to do, but they don't do it anymore. It's like a lilac purple. What other colors? I like the color Rose Pop. That's really pretty. It's like hot pink. It tends to come in the sham killer leather. It's like the shiny chev. I like Rose Confetti. I like a lot of the pinks, to be honest. What else do I don't know. There's like so many to buy. Like there's so many nice colors.
Maybe I ask you, what color would you not buy?
Yes. I'm not as into the oranges and the yellow. I do have one orange bag, my Polo Sean. But I like it because it's Hermes color, so it looks like very. I don't know. For some reason, I think it's cute, but I'm not as into like the musty colors, like curry. There's one color called curry, which is pretty ugly. I don't mind yellow. It's like the jaune amber color is kind of pretty. I like jaune Milton. That's pretty, like a pastel yellow. Some I'm not as into. Like, what else is there? probably like the more muddy colors, like some browns I think are a little bit meh. Like,
Are you into the neutrals?
yeah, like even the color caramel, I'm not a huge fan of. It's like a
Mm.
yellowy brown color. Like, not as into that myself. What else
Is it
don't I
because
like?
it has this the yellow undertone is yeah, I think I know what you mean because there was once I was offered this color called Craft. Have you seen Craft?
I don't like that color either. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tricky color. It's like at some angles it might look nice, but at some angles it has a bit of yellow brown and then a little
Yeah.
green. It kind of looks like
Looks a bit yuck. Yeah, it looks a bit like a baby poo color. I'm not into it. Yeah, and even sesame, I don't really like that much. I have sesame on some of my rodeo charms, and I'm like, it's a bit of an ugly color. It's like a yellowy brown. I don't know.
so they only like
that.
Hermes only got one color right in that tone, gold. That's
I
the
like
only
gold.
one.
I like
But
gold.
the rest is like
I don't mind Bereni or Fauve when it goes kind of more dark brown. Looks I don't mind Bereni or Fauve. It looks okay, but some lighter browns, I'm not my favorite. I don't know why. Maybe that's just how I feel now, but yeah. What about you
How about
guys?
Etude? Do you
I
like
like
Etude?
I like eTube.
Mm.
Yeah. That's I actually really like. I know a lot of people don't like eTube. Like they say it looks a bit drab, but I like it. I think it suits me. I don't know why. Because I used to have eTube Bolide 35. Actually, I have a Victoria in eTube. Yeah, I wear it quite a lot. It's really easy to style. It's just a neutral. What about you guys? What's your favorite colors?
gold. I like gold. Yeah.
Or least favorite?
Least favorite blue.
You don't like blue?
There are some shades of blue that are difficult for me. Like I don't know the names like you, but there's some like blue for me is it's more of a tricky color. Like I have to be it's either very deep blue is okay or it's a brightish like a sky blue that's pretty okay for me.
Yes. Yeah.
But there's some like those blues that are I don't know. Maybe it has a bit of purple in it, and I'll be like,
what about like blue
sure.
electric?
Yeah, I'm not sure. They're nice as a I like looking at them as a bag, but I don't not sure if I like to style it.
Yeah.
Not for me.
I think
What about you?
I actually like a lot of Hermes colors. When I look at your collection, I think everything is so pretty. But
thank you.
colors for me is another way of being distracted for me. Because
Yeah.
I can definitely pull off a lot of reds and pinks. Those, if I could choose, I would definitely always go for a really beautiful fuchsia pink or whatnot. But it becomes too much because if I get the pink Kelly, then I'll still want the black and the white Kelly. So it's sort of
that's
like too much. It gets
totally.
yeah, and so that's why even though I like the idea of a colorful collection or I like the idea of owning every color, I still focus just on the neutrals because for me that's just the easier way. And I know it will work with my wardrobe, which is the reason why I always try to get black first, or black or gray. Those are kind of similar to me. And then a lighter neutral, which is it can be gold. I wouldn't say is as big of a favorite like cat things. For me, gold is like I like it enough that I will take an offer, but if it's like the white, like the gris pâle, that literally steals my heart. So
Oh, I love that color. It's so pretty.
yeah.
I'm actually going to get my color analysis done on Tuesday. So I'm
That's a good idea.
going to see what colors I suit. See what bags. I don't know. But even if some of my bags don't suit my skin tone, I'm still going to keep them because I feel like it doesn't really matter.
You can still make it work. I feel like for me, especially if I put on makeup or if I don't put on makeup makes such a huge difference.
Yeah.
When I have a fuller face, then the color seems to match more. When I don't have makeup on, then any sort of in between colors can really wash me down, or
Yeah.
wash. Yeah, it just, yeah, I think it really depends on, for me, if I, put on just color on my face makes a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. I think especially with the pinks and the reds, I need a bit of
Yeah,
some color on my face. Otherwise, it looks
yeah,
a bit too. But then it kind of picks up a little bit better.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, let's answer another question from Raina. She's asking, what do you envision luxury YouTube to be like, despite everyone saying it's dead or dying?
Not bad.
What do I expect it to be like? I think
It's dead.
I don't think it's dead. Well, it's not. I think feel like for me it's not dead because I still like it. But maybe to the broad, I don't think it's ever been like super mainstream luxury YouTube. I always feel like it's been quite a niche. I mean, if you compare it to other niches on YouTube like gaming or how to make money or cleaning my house, like there's a lot more audience for those things. Luxury has always been a bit of a smaller audience. So I think there'll always be people who are into it, but maybe we'll start seeing it evolve more into, more people looking at secondhand. I think that's an industry that is definitely growing, the secondhand market. I mean, I know in Australia, I'm starting to see a lot more consignment stores grow and become more profitable. So, I mean, I think especially as time goes by, there's going to be more bags in the secondhand market, more people looking to go that way. And even with shopping for anything, I think it's going to go a little bit more that way in the future. But yeah, I don't know. I guess, probably more of a focus on that. But I don't see these fashion houses slowing down and them, bringing out new collections. And there's going to be a lot of changes with all the creative directors and, Chanel changing. And so there's always something. I always find that there's something to talk about or something to discuss in fashion. I don't see fashion kind of fading away anytime soon. I think people still love to buy things and look nice. So as long as that's around, I think there'll always be a place for luxury YouTube. But I guess what will change is just, new people coming on and new people creating channels even, or even, other YouTubers changing direction, maybe getting bored of luxury and going on to a different niche. Yeah, I think it's always going to be like that. But what do you guys think? Are you going to continue with the luxury niche?
I can let Amy go. I mean, I've never been 100% on luxury though. I've always been doing other things on my channel. So for me, it's like BAU, business as usual. We're just chugging along.
Yes, yeah. Yes, because you do like vlogs and like fitness and your dog.
I do a little bit of, I just do what I like, right? So I'll do a little makeup if I buy makeup, which is on a very strategic YouTube growth is not wise. Like if you want to be wise, you stick with one genre and you just go for it. Yeah. But it depends on what you're looking for on a YouTube. As a YouTube creator, mine's more of a hobby. I have an interest in it. I like filming. I like doing that. I like connecting. But if it's strictly business, then obviously it's not wise. You should just stick with one niche and just go with that. Then that's how you grow. But in terms of like luxury YouTube, is it dying? I'll let Amy answer first, then I will jump in. Is it dying, Amy?
No.
Is luxury YouTube dying?
I got a similar question earlier when I was answering my Q&A. So probably most of you haven't had the time to watch yet. The question was if I thought luxury was becoming boring now. And like I just kind of put it all together. I'm like, it seems like a lot of people like in the luxury community is putting out these big statements, right? Like big YouTube viral topic, luxury's dead, luxury's boring, etc. And I just don't like it never even crossed my mind. So of course I don't think so. But also I feel like if you feel that way, then you're letting yourself feel that way, right? There must be other things going on that makes you feel that way. An example that I brought up for me, if I let my frustrating Hermes journey take over my emotional everything, then I can say that, oh, luxury is so boring now, or luxury is so dead now. Like, it can easily, I can see how that can affect you. I don't know, maybe there are other reasons as well, but I don't think luxury is ever going to die or is too boring, because if it is, then we have nothing to talk about on the Luxury Life Show, and we talk about it every single week. We have a new collection to analyze, to go through. We have topics. And so, yeah, basically, I don't think so. And whether how I envision it, I don't know. Actually, don't know, because I can't tell the future. But as for myself, I also never really saw myself as ever stopping completely. This year or this past few months, I definitely don't post regularly. That's what I've been not doing, just to post regularly like I used to every week. I always try to at least come up with a video. But it's true that I'm finding myself um, not that I'm not inspired by, coming up with a topic, or with, I just am so, like, I realize that my videos are more matter of fact. They are always about a review, or it's an unboxing showing you guys what I got. And I show less of the chatty type videos. Like, I don't
Yeah.
really have, like, I have opinions, but I don't like to project them as being like, oh, this is going to be a topic today. Like, it's not my
Yeah.
type of jam,
It's not
right?
your
Which is
style.
why, like, when everyone, like, including, it's funny because when I was just looking at the chat section, when everyone is making response videos, and it's fine, like, you do whatever you want, but when I see, when someone asks me, oh, what do you think, my answer is always like, I'm not really interested in knowing what their opinions are, or I'm not interested in giving an opinion either, because
Yeah.
everyone is going to have their reasons for what they do, whether it's a marketing strategy or if it's really what they're going through. Only they will know, right? I guess
Yeah.
it
You can only
it's it's it
speculate.
can be a viral topic because people are attracted to extraordinary news. They love drama. But I
Mm.
guess I'm the opposite. I'm not attracted to that, and I find it
It doesn't
yeah, I
entertain you.
just
You're
yeah,
just like not interested.
I'm just not interested. Like, that's why. Yeah.
Other things to worry about, maybe.
So I will still continue to do luxury YouTube, but it will always be more like, when I'm ready to share, I will share. When I'm ready to do a review, I'll do a review. And I feel like that's how it will be. It will probably not, if, like Kat was saying earlier, if you look at it from a business point of view, it will probably not grow that much or that quickly. But if you're doing it for the purpose of connecting, of yourself having something to do, and to have, it's also nice to share, to create that community, which is what we're doing here on the live stream, then maybe that's my goal, and it is still my goal. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, you
Yeah.
guys do lots of lives and stuff, which I think is not something everybody does in the luxury space. But yeah, I mean, you just do other things that I would say, like for me, I talk about topics all the time. That's like the main style of my channel. I just always thinking of a new topic to talk about because I guess also there's only so many unboxings I can physically do because
It is true.
I can't shop all the time. But if I was focusing more on unboxings, and I wouldn't be able to create as much content, to be honest, because I don't tend to shop because I'm buying expensive bags. If I buy a Cali, that's probably my unboxing for the next few months. So it depends on the style of your channel. I think definitely if I didn't talk about topics, I'd have to do something else like live streaming or something to stay in touch with the community, right? So it depends on what you want to lean into as well. Everyone has a different style of talking about luxury.
Mm. Yeah. I'm gonna put a few comments here. So here is JW. Wait, I should pull this one first. Corey K says, not dead, simply evolving. I definitely agree with this.
Hurricane.
I think when we started, at least when I started YouTube, it was all about the reviews, how
Yes.
great your reviews was, and I enjoyed it because, and it suited me then because that time of my life, which was 10 years ago, I was pretty meticulous. I like to measure things. I want to check everything. It's a little bit of um, I just wanted the perfect information to be out there. Fast forward to today, no, I'm not bothered. Just show me the bag.
Yeah.
So then a lot of people were looking for reviews because then it wasn't a lot of YouTubers in this niche
Yeah.
space sharing
Exactly.
about bags, because you have to buy the bag, use the bag, and then give your opinion, right?
Yes.
But it has evolved because firstly, the world has gotten bigger. There are more people, more YouTubers, more luxury YouTubers. There are more reviews, and maybe also people have a shorter attention span, including
Yes.
myself, thanks to
Yes.
Instagram, thanks to TikTok. TikTok maybe early now, but Instagram, whatever. Everybody just they cannot focus on a 30-minute video, which is what you would watch if you were finding out information. Because
Yeah.
and I think it'll even be worse with AI now, right? You can just chat GPT it and
True.
you get everything. So evolving. I mean, every video is evolving, not just luxury, but particularly luxury. I think it's not what everybody's looking for. Therefore, the topic style videos, I do enjoy doing. I don't do as much as you, but I do enjoy doing them. But I also enjoy listening to them because it's interesting. It's interesting to hear what other people are talking about. Like, oh, is it? Because YouTube is
Yeah.
my news in a way, right? Whether it's real news or luxury news, it's still my kind of information. So yeah, evolving for sure. What is it going to change to next? Maybe unboxings will come back out, because I have to say this year, there at one point, maybe for a short period of 6 to 8 months, there were not many unboxings. Honestly, there was just
Yeah.
like one day, really, really less. And then this year, the past at least a couple of months, I was so excited to click on unboxings because I was like, oh, somebody bought a bag.
Yeah.
A lot of
it's so
Murakami
true.
unboxings.
Yes.
Like Hey June, like she posted part 1, part 2, part 3. I'm like, give it to me. I need
Yes.
to see what bag people are
Yeah,
buying.
I must say June.
Yeah, Hey June. And then I saw a couple. So, it's cyclical what happens, right? Maybe we had a floodgate of just overconsumption during COVID and before that. And then it tapered down. And then now, maybe now it's sort of stabilizing a little bit. Okay, let's take this one. Luxury is dead for some, but not for me. Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. Well, that's it. I think everyone has different interests in it at different stages in their life. Maybe there's times where you get bored of it and then you get back into it. Maybe you reach a point where you're like, I'm done. But, if you're into it, then I think there'll always be people talking about it.
Yes. KK, I think people are just slowing down. That's for sure. It will never really die. That's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure. Joe Overjoy. As a community, I think the population is just going through a maturity cycle. It will find its equilibrium again.
We will become silly again. Irresponsible topic.
We will, yeah, we went through like, whoa, buy everything under the sky, and then
now we're
calm
becoming
down.
Yeah.
Came to our senses, had to go through some grief, like pain, stress, for you to come out on the other side. Okay. I mean, and we're talking about bags. Amy, you're a politician. Okay, saying,
That's the
I
first.
see YouTube as a shared experience and community with people who don't live near me.
Yeah, that's true. you get perspective from all different countries and
Yeah.
different accents, different voices. So it's cool to like go in, just click on your computer. You're like, oh, someone's from the UK, someone's from, you know, Singapore, someone's from US, oh, another Australian. Like, it's just fun. And it's crazy how YouTube can bring us all together and we can all talk about silly things like bags, and yeah, it becomes like a secret friendship group online kind of thing. I don't know. Yeah.
It is though, because for example, where I live, I would never buy all the colors that you would buy, but then I
Yeah.
love looking at the bags
Yeah.
behind you because
Yeah.
I could only dream of having that kind of collection. So that's one
Totally.
way of getting it. Just buy.
I love seeing like people's Murakami unboxings lately because that's something I didn't buy, and I just love seeing like, oh wow, look, the cherry blossom looks really cool. And then yeah, I mean, who would be able to do that if we didn't have YouTube? Like, we wouldn't be able to see these bags.
Yeah.
Like, you could only really see them if you were someone who was, I don't know, like a client of Louis Vuitton, maybe. But then again, I think social media really made it more popular buying luxury as well. Maybe without
That's for
social
sure.
media, it wouldn't be what it is. Maybe they wouldn't
for
have
sure.
even reissued the Murakami collection because maybe there wouldn't be so much of a hype towards it because it wouldn't be as talked about on social media. Like, who knows what? I think luxury as well has probably changed because of YouTube and social media. So
Definitely.
yeah,
You know, when because I follow two types of channels. I follow the luxury handbags and jewelry and all that, which is from everyone here, but I also follow the makeup one. So because that's where I kind of started watching all these OG makeup YouTubers since I don't know when, right? And then
yes,
you see the evolution of what happened in that beauty luxury world. It is a little bit like what's happening in our smaller context. Because if you remember what the beauty YouTube industry was, it was all about the loud, everything's big, and you get giant YouTubers, which is like Jeffree Star. Obviously, it's the comparison is still very far, but the sort of trajectory is kind of similar because there was just a lot of overconsumption of
yes,
makeup, just intense of everything. You got palettes that are bigger than your door, it's just huge, and it was just quite. As a viewer, it's wow at a point on time, but then you feel a little bit like a little disgusted sometimes when you see them unbox and just touch the makeup and they throw it away. And so I guess in our space, there was a point of time everybody was doing, even myself, I did a few. I couldn't do so many, but there was this giant like hauls where it's obviously the value is different, but I think a lot of people just step back away from those large hauls. Like, you just don't want to, you as a viewer may feel like, this feels wrong. This feels wrong to watch. 50 bags being unboxed and all of that. Then, so for the makeup side, that sort of tapered off. Then they had drama and outside. I don't know what kind. Okay, we have like sell your all bags drama, that kind of thing. YouTube is dying, sell all your bags. It's all of that. They had their own internal fights.
yeah,
But from there, those bigger YouTubers, they sort of just quieted down. They pivoted, they changed, they went on the down low, and then you surface the new beauty YouTubers, which are more. I mean, there's still a difference, but I feel like they're more minimal. They're more real because they're probably the ones that watch the crazy 50 color eyeshadow thing. They're like, I just need four colors.
yes,
And they came out to be more realistic. And I think that's what's going to happen to our community, where the ones that are more realistic are the ones that are going to be sustainable, because it just does not make sense anymore for you to be over consuming and prices and everything, and just people are just changing and they come out they like you just don't want to overconsume, and you just like, I just want one or two things, or I'm just sticking with one brand. I'm not gonna be like, 50 brands behind me. Those are still very nice to watch once in a while, but you can't be watching them all the time. You just feel I personally would not all the time. Once in a while, like, ooh, that's a lot. But if every video is like that, I think they just it's like a totally different world. I'm watching it
Yeah.
like a like I'm watching a celebrity.
Yeah, I totally know what you mean. I think it depends that they both draw different audiences. But I think there is you can grow a lot more if you are a little bit more relatable. If the viewer can relate to you, and sometimes if you're over consuming all the time, you can kind of lose touch of reality in a way, because it's really it gets to a point where it's too extreme maybe, which can be entertaining to watch, but I think it does probably reach a threshold where it becomes to the point where it's like less surprising or less shocking, because you almost are expecting to see the overconsumption. So I don't know. Yeah, I guess it just depends, doesn't it? It's interesting to compare the makeup community and the luxury community, because you're probably right. It probably will get to a point where maybe it will evolve into something a little bit different, and we will see new luxury YouTubers come up who've been watching the originals and who have spawned out of what they're seeing now. Yeah,
There are a lot. I mean, I occasionally I get recommended some of these newer YouTubers. They're like in the thousands or maybe few hundreds, and it's pretty enjoyable watching them talk about topics, because it's the current mindset and the current style. And some of them unbox maybe I can't remember the names because they're all right. I'm just like, ooh, watch a little bit. They maybe unbox a new, like, an LV bag, and I'm like, ooh, that's fresh. That's fresh.
yeah,
So I honestly, I think in the next couple of years, I don't think YouTube is going anywhere. I really believe you will see a lot of these newer YouTubers who will grow, and we are gonna enjoy them. So I yeah, I think the bigger ones, like really big ones, that still, because maybe the life it's almost like you say entertainment. They'll always be there for sure. It's like think of Jeffree Star. He's always there. He's always there. They're always there, right? But it's entertainment now. It's like, wow, that house, that ranch.
yeah. It's a different level. It's a different thing to tune into, but I guess it loses its novelty after a while. Because I mean, I don't know what to compare it to, but I remember I used to watch when I was little, like Oprah. She had her like favorite things special, and she would just give away like cars and just so much cool stuff. And you would watch it and be like, "Oh my god, like they're getting all this cool like stuff. It's so like amazing." But like if she did that every single day, it would get boring, right? Because you're like, "Oh yeah, just doing that." So I guess it's a similar thing. Like you kind of, that stuff is still exciting to watch, but you also need you need more than that at some point, because it does get a bit too it gets too predictable if you're just constantly, I guess, doing the over consumption and whatever. But I mean, I still enjoy watching really frivolous unboxings. I mean, I still watch them myself, but yeah, I can imagine.
I do, but it can't be doing it so much anymore.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. maybe there's not enough interesting bags coming out lately. I don't know. Maybe we've seen too much of the same thing. I don't know.
It's possible.
But I also
Possible.
think that because of social media and just the internet in general, information and news about anything new comes out and gets known through the entire world in seconds,
Yeah,
that you're
right.
so used to just knowing about it right away. So anytime there's anything new, you consume it, whether you buy it or not. You consume that information so quickly, and it just happens daily, or just so quickly over the years. You're so used to knowing right away that if it even if it did change, because it does change, the fashion and like every design is still changing, but because it's happening so fast, you feel like it's not changing because you feel like you've already seen it. But
That's the
that's just because information travels so fast these days. And
yeah,
therefore, I feel like in a way people are getting bored because they're so used to the hit of like having that information right away, and that like how much faster can it go for your brain to register that it's new and that it's exciting, but at the same time you feel like you've just seen it, or you keep seeing it on social media. And
yeah,
in a
that's
way, I think your mind is playing tricks with you as well. Like maybe you're bored because of that way. Maybe you feel like luxury is dying because literally, we're talking about yesterday's news, right? Like the whole, again, referring to the drama of Lydia selling her whole collection. It's like yesterday's news already, and then there's something new happening eventually
yeah.
so
She's
quickly
already got
again.
another
So,
video. She's already got another
but
video.
exactly, so it's like
Done, yeah.
in
That
a
is so true.
way, that is also a danger. That if you
Mm.
uh, get so uh, not bombarded, like in a way you consume so fast that
I think it used to be
it
much slower.
becomes like, yeah,
I think we used to get like there used to be a cool bag, and it would be for a while.
you
Like
enjoy
you
it for a long
see it
time.
for a while,
Yeah,
be like a long thing. It would be a long time before something else came out. But now it's like if a hot topic comes out, like I see it on Little Red Book, I'm like, okay, if I am the first one to talk about this on YouTube, then I'll get a lot of views also. If I'm the fourth or fifth person to talk about it, it's old news.
Ah,
mhm.
Crazy, right?
like
But that's
what?
how it works.
But
So
it's
you
also the person consuming
I'm kidding.
the content, like they're so used to just like the constant, and therefore
Mm.
I feel like the brain doesn't know when you're actually enjoying anymore. Maybe, do you know what I mean? Whereas before, when things are slower and maybe information doesn't travel as fast, even like a bag that you're buying and that you're using and sharing about, you're the fact that you're valuing the bag so much, even if it's like you using it constantly to the point where it's wear and tearing, but you had so much joy using it. I feel like that joy is lost these days, because
yeah,
before you know it, you're already moving on to a second wish
exactly.
list or a second bag. And that the translations between like that emotion you're associating with the whole experience is getting lost in the middle. You don't even
Yeah.
know that you enjoyed it, or maybe you don't even enjoy it because of that
You don't
reason.
even remember because you're already onto the
Yeah.
other thing. Yeah, that's so true. I think that's also the problem of the last few years. Maybe brands have been churning out more things and we've just been forgetting or not even appreciating maybe what just happened. And so
Yeah.
it just loses all its novelty because we're like, oh, we're done with that. And even, I guess, to an extent, when we talk about so many different topics and everything, where it's always something new to talk about, but we're never really, yeah, it's, I guess it's a good thing and a bad thing, but we're constantly like, what's the next thing? So
Mm.
that does change things a little bit as well. But I don't know if it will ever slow down because with TikTok and everything and people wanting instant information, how can it go back to how it used to be? With technology
Mhm.
Not.
advancing, how can it go back to like the simple times of just unboxing a bag and that would be your bag for the year and that's that, and it's not really like that anymore. I'm for an average person it would be, or not even like, for many people who collect luxury they would only buy one bag a year, and but for it seems like people online they're definitely, it's more than that. But maybe it'll go, I don't know. I just feel like we've kind of been uh like almost we find it normal now to just buy bags constantly.
It's normal for some people. I think that's maybe what Kat was referring to earlier about the, 50 bag unboxing at once, but also
Yeah,
doing it very, very often. I feel like where you can find like the tick, like, what you're referring to, not being able to go back to not sharing that information quickly right away anymore. I think it just comes down to the individual consuming that topic. they're just not going to go on it as often if they wanted to remain sane, right, about their own behavior of what they just saw, whether they would act on it and buy it and just move on to the next thing. It just comes down to the individual itself, right? And I think in some way, I think even the person sharing the content, such as, let's just take YouTube, for example, I feel like that's also the reasons why even for yourself, like you're selling some of your bags because it's gotten to a point where it's overwhelming for you as well. And I think we all go through that. And so it's really up to you on how you do it, right? And how you take it in.
I don't even watch TikTok, so because I found
Me neither.
stressed because I'm like, this is too much. It's actually too fast. I prefer long content, so that's where, in my mind, that's where I've stayed. But I'm thinking about the next generation. Like, are they wanting to of YouTube? If it just continues for another 10 years, are people still going to be wanting to watch slower content or like this kind of style of YouTube? Will this remain how it is, or are people not going to be into it because they're going to be more into that different form of entertainment? I don't know. I mean, I think there'll be always people who appreciate a slower way of consuming information because it is more, I find it more relaxing than being bombarded with so much information all the time.
You know, that's very interesting because there was one point, maybe a few months ago, I was having this insane like pain between my eyes. I was like, what is going on? And then I sort of reflected on what was going on, and I realized it was because I was doom scrolling Instagram reels. I was just woo, for like maybe like 2 weeks, 3 weeks straight. Maybe I was trying to
it is addictive.
De-stress. Yeah, de-stress, not think, just doom scroll. And I was watching. And then it came to a point where I was starting to feel like, I'm so tired. Why am I so tired? Why am I so tired? And it hit me. I think I was it was overstimulation. It's just because you just constantly, right? Every reel was just like this, like you're watching whatever the reel's doing, or you just, focusing on it. And by pausing and stopping, because I told myself that's just ridiculous, because I'm actually having physical like eye pain.
Yeah.
It's just too much. Like you're just being loaded with information non-stop. So what you said earlier about some people will suddenly realize, I want to slow my information down because TikTok or Reels or whatever, it's non-stop, and you can't. I mean, it's made in such a way that you can't stop because it flips itself. It just rolls, and you watch this, you like it, it goes on and on and on, and you almost become addicted to it, right?
It makes you physically sick sometimes.
Yeah, and I felt physically sick. I had this migraine. I was like, my eyes are hurting.
Yeah, that's right.
My eyes were literally tired. It was just tired. Okay. So anyway, that's just a story about how maybe some of us will suddenly realize, no, that's it. I don't want to consume this kind of content. It's really overstimulating for the brain, for the eyes and everything. But that's the new generation, right? So they're so used to grabbing quick bites of info because that's what it's for. You want to do a quick recipe, pop, 5 recipes, cook like that 5 times. Okay, go. That's literally it, right? That's how they go. So I think in terms of luxury content, when we want to do reviews, they are not going to sit there for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Oh my God, that's just too long.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different. So I do see luxury reviews. If you are going to do luxury reviews in the content, it has to be short form. You have to do a 30-second pop, go.
Yeah.
So reviews, unfortunately, they're not coming back. They're not coming back onto the long format. Nobody's going to sit there and listen to you measure your bag. I'm sorry, no. Nobody's going to sit there. Yeah, no. And then even what's in my bag is going to be fast. Like, pop. Ooh, okay, done.
I really think it depends on the generation, though. Like, I think true for maybe younger people who've like all they know is the short form, but I think for the older generations, they still like the long form. So
Yeah.
it's like this YouTube community space. It could just be people as they get older will gravitate towards it more because I mean, older people like TikTok as well. I'm not saying that, but I don't know. I find for
But
me,
you're there to find. I think TikTok is good. This short form is good for you to quickly get the info. But
Yes.
I used it once to get some info on some like makeup color shade, and I was like, just show me the color shade.
Yeah,
Oh my
true.
God. Don't take your time to swatch it. I'm like, just can you just give me the
And it's
screenshot?
actually the same for unboxings because you know when we do unboxing, people just go to the unboxing and then they click off. I
Yeah.
think this will be the same. You need short form unboxing because people don't care about. I've got this.
How your story, how you got it, who cares? Yeah. So I mean, it's something that
Yeah. So I
don't
agree.
care if you say for 10 years. Okay, just show me the bag.
First about
Show me the bag.
in terms of unboxing, short form 100% because that's why now I just unbox it at the start and then I talk because I know people just skip right to it and click off.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if I mean, because we're talking about how is it going to be like, right? So whatever content we used to do, at least for me, which is why I still cannot go back to doing handbag reviews because I know I'm going to put a lot of effort in it.
Yes.
But it's not what the current content is accepted. Like even for the ones that have been watching long form content, you guys have also become impatient. Like you, even like me, I just admitted it. I want to see the swatch. I don't want to see you swatching. I want to see the swatch. So I
no, I'm the same.
I get it. Yeah, I get it. And I think so that's one thing. So the whatever reviews that we see, it's so again, it's not dying, but we have to evolve, right? You have to find that nice point where the content fits. I think live streaming, like what we're doing, because you cannot fast forward.
Yeah.
You have to watch it. And it is long form. It's a bit of whatever you do in the background. You're cooking, you're cleaning. It's the background noise, which is why a lot of vlogs, lifestyle vlogs, which is even for Lydia Miller.
She does lots of content.
Yeah, and people watch it because it's sort of like it's the quiet of everything. It's chill, it's enjoyable, it's cinematic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're following the life of the person. I think that will be the next wave of luxury YouTube, where how do you show that? Shopping vlogs maybe because you can't go, so you're watching somebody buy things. That's enjoyable. You know what they see? Ooh, having coffee, nice.
Yeah.
That would be the next.
Cake. Yes.
Oh, nice cake at Dior. Cool. I'm gonna have that next time. I'll put it in my list to do. And topics. I think topics will continue to be a hot thing on luxury YouTube.
Because it's a good thing to play in the background and you don't need to watch it. You're just listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think people still love vlogs. Like showing a shop, like showing all the bags. Like people love that stuff. And it makes them feel like they're, especially during lockdown. I mean, people loved watching vlogs because they couldn't go out and travel. So those were like, my friend Romina did a lot of shopping vlogs and they went super viral over lockdown.
Correct.
So
vlogs now are better because in the past when you did vlogs, because vlogs were, you know, jittery, like you're moving, right? And you were not very, people were not used to that style. So I think it was harder. Everybody's more comfortable with sit down formats. But now, today, everyone is used to watching that movement that you don't actually need to have a high quality vlog. It's still enjoyable.
Yeah, in fact, if it's a bit fuzzy, it actually looks more like realistic. Like you're
they're like, oh, I can film that.
Yeah. I think people actually like that realness about it because it feels like they're kind of like there, or it actually feels a little bit nostalgic. I think a part of us do want to go back to that little bit of old school like realness and less of this edited like because that can be, I find that tiring to watch. So vlogs do feel like you're kind of with it seems a bit more genuine sometimes, and it's like it kind of transports you out of your living room a bit more, I guess. I love watching vlogs, especially like people like I like watching your vlogs too, Kat, like when you like,
I don't know
walk
what
the dog and stuff.
I made a decision on vlogs this year. Like, I'm gonna vlog my dog. I don't care if you're not watching it, but one day when I look back at my dog videos, I'll be like, yeah, we went to the beach.
Definitely. And I think like it's good practice too, vlogging. So like even if you just vlog like some everyday stuff, like if you ever go on a holiday, it's really good to have that skill, because vlogging is not easy. It takes a lot of courage sometimes to vlog.
You vlogged, right, Amy, in Hong Kong? Your vlogs were nice, but it's definitely hard.
I did my best to vlog. It's hard to constantly have a camera in, not just in my face, but sometimes there's people that may not be comfortable to be in the frame. So,
Yes.
but it still made sense enough that I was able to put it together. And I think vlogs, I've definitely because I started with vlogs. That's how I started my channel. In fact, it was in Hong Kong as well. My last trip to not last, but the previous trip to, not that one actually. There's two previous trip before 2014, I think. Decided to go back to Hong Kong with my mom, and I decided that that's how I'm gonna start my channel. I'm gonna vlog so that that's my practice. And what I like about vlogging is not so much about necessarily sharing my life, because that's pretty vulnerable to share your life, but it's for me to remember what the trip was all about.
Yeah.
I tell you, if I rewatch, which I did sometime, I did rewatch my 2018, but if I had rewatched my 2014 vlog, I would you don't remember that you did all these things today, right? 10 years later. It's really incredible.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Is.
It's like a little time machine. I
It
think
is.
that's the cool thing about making a YouTube channel too. You can look back at videos from years ago that you post and you're like, what? I used to do my makeup like that? Like,
Yeah, exactly. I used to look totally different.
what was my foundation color? What was I looking at?
Oh
I'm
my
like,
god.
hopefully
Go back to your first video. Go back to your first video. Oh my god. I'll be like,
It's hard to watch the first. It's so
hard to watch.
cringy. It's so cringy.
Honestly, I sometimes watch my recent videos and I cringe too, but
No, that's true too.
sometimes I realize, oh, I think I have become a bit more confident, or I'm a bit better at talking now, and I think I feel better. I've got definitely, after filming hundreds of videos, you'd start to learn things, you'd hope. But yeah, I think like even if you want to make a YouTube channel, you have to start somewhere, and you're always learning, and all you can do is start, honestly, because most people who start a YouTube channel, the first few videos is question. I mean, some people are good straight away, but most people it takes a long time to get into the swing of anything. I still need a lot to learn, so but yeah, you just gotta do it.
Gotta do
I
it.
find
Okay,
that
let me pull a question. I think there's a question for the love of bags. What year do you think YouTube was in its prime? I love 2018, 2019. I miss 408, California 408, as she had many unboxings. And I love how she showed what fit. Oh yeah, I forgot about her. Yeah, she stopped, right? Around that time.
I'd like to think YouTube, it still has potential to grow more. Like, I don't know if we've missed the boat of YouTube, because I know that a lot of channels, like if I started my channel like over 10 years ago, maybe I would be much bigger YouTuber. I don't know, because there was less people on YouTube. So as time goes by, maybe it's harder to get as many subscribers, I'm guessing. But I'd like to think that it hasn't reached its prime yet. I still feel like there's plenty of new up-and-coming YouTubers coming up, and people can still grow. But I mean, I've been watching YouTube for over 10 years. So for me, I don't know. I mean, you guys, I discovered you like years ago, like probably from your Chanel reviews or something. I remember Kat used to do like skits and stuff with Chanel. Like, that was really funny. Um, but I mean, there's always new people, so it's hard to say when the prime was, because I still watch it as much as I did 5 years ago. But
Mm-hmm.
maybe for other people, maybe there used to be more people watching 5 years ago. I don't know. I mean, I would say in terms of luxury shopping, it probably peaked during lockdown, during COVID was probably the peak, to be honest, because everyone was at home watching YouTube. So that was probably the peak.
I always say that YouTube is my TV, and every
Yeah.
time somebody comes to my house, or whether it's in Malaysia and Singapore, they'll say, "You don't have a TV in your house?" And I said, "No, I don't have a TV." Then how do you watch the news? YouTube. So
Yeah.
I feel YouTube is sort of like just a place that you can get. It's the TV.
It's
My
TV.
phone is my TV. I don't need to install a TV. But one
Yeah.
day I might. But since I've never had a. I don't think I've had TV for the last.
TV is kind of ugly anyway. I don't like the TV. In my place, we got a big TV. I'm like, oh, so ugly. Like, my boyfriend loves it though. He's got a huge TV. I'm like,
I mean,
just
for me,
look
that's
at
me. Like, cause I just watch everything on my phone. I'm sitting at my desk, just watch
Yeah,
everything. So I don't see there's a. I mean, prime for luxury YouTube. I do agree. 2018, 2019, that's like a lot of YouTubers, a lot of content. It was definitely a time where even the subscribership went up, at least for me. And before that, maybe as well. But ever since TikTok, Instagram, and they were trying, that definitely new platforms made it a little bit more difficult.
yeah.
For me, I feel like the prime, or at least when I felt the most enjoyable making YouTube or sharing on YouTube and also watching on YouTube, is when there was less about the like talking about other people content. That's how I see
Mm.
it. Like, I feel like I enjoyed the times when people were actually sharing reviews, but I do agree with you that no one is willing to wait for you to measure the bag in front of you. I
No more.
prefer I wish it was like the way that people edit, maybe in like nowadays, where they measured it all already ahead of time and they're telling you what they are. So you
Mm.
don't have to wait for them to measure it. You don't have to wait for them to toss the tissue paper, open the box, literally, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you can see the box at the beginning and then 2 seconds of it, and then the box is already open, and then they reveal the bag. So like, I feel like if it was like that, like edited to an optimized level with not completely remove the fluff, but optimized enough, and then plug that into the time, so the year, can't remember which year exactly, where people are genuinely sharing and genuinely happy for each other, less
Mm.
about you talking about me talking about you, them, this, that, response to that. I don't know. I just feel like that was the happiest time that I was making the YouTube video, and I was not afraid, and I was not as afraid to say certain things just because I know
Yeah.
I'll get judged, or people will, like, literally take it out of context or whatever. Like, I feel like those were the best times
I
for
think
me.
that's 2018. Yeah, I think that was
Maybe
like
even
that was
earlier than that, 17, 16, maybe.
That would have been before I was ever on YouTube myself, but I would have been definitely watching it back in 2018, 2017.
2017, 2018 lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when the prices were much better too of luxury.
Yeah, and also that, right? Like, it's also more affordable, and people are not afraid to just buy without feeling like they're gonna get criticized, right? You're really there to share information and for you to look up information and for each other to congratulate each other,
Yeah.
right? It's less about judging, and it's less about
I think it was
comparing.
when we're all more naive.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Be.
everybody's so innocent. Everybody's just like, it is like I'm watching what I'm reading what a Kong 331 is saying. It was hobby. It was really a hobby. you were sharing the love of the item that you got, and you're talking about it because you experienced it. So yeah, the good old days.
Yeah, I guess it's a fine line, because I think making a career out of being a YouTuber is really cool as well. So
It is.
I wouldn't say that's a bad thing that it's evolved that way, because it gives people the opportunity to make money off what they love talking about. I think that's really cool. But I guess with that comes, yeah, maybe there is a layer of, that they're doing their job, so it's probably going to be there's going to be maybe more scripted, or a little bit more of a need to do it because it's now their job. Whereas maybe before it was a little bit more like, yeah, like I'm just posting this video because I feel like it, kind of thing. Maybe it's just a different energy about it.
But I also felt like, and the negativity or the hate that came from um YouTubers starting to put ads on their videos is more on the receiver side rather than the content creation side.
Yeah.
And I don't fault them for that. I can see how it can be frustrating for them. But I think when you don't really know how it is on the other side, it's not really supposedly their place to judge. I mean, I get that it's frustrating, but at the same time, like you said, right? It's also like, we're here to share, of course, but it's also nice to know that we are actually being appreciated by brands, and that they're reaching out for us to us, because we've worked so hard at creating this knowledge and the whole community after doing it for so long, right? So it's unfortunate how it has evolved, and how it's become so toxic. In a way, I think becoming a YouTuber is more than just being comfortable in front of the camera, is also just to not let that noise affect you to the point where it's going to affect you negatively, mentally speaking, right? Which is easy to say, hard to do. I think everyone has to go through some of that.
Yeah, I think you can never please anyone when you're on YouTube, and
No.
especially, I mean, because I've definitely done like little ads on my channel and stuff, which have actually I've got money for, and even
Mhm.
products and things like that. And that's been a really exciting part of being on YouTube. But I can also see how, if you were to do that too much, or just make that your whole entire content, how your audience would get a bit annoyed at that.
Yeah.
Same time, I think, like, when I see other YouTubers doing ads, I can understand why they do it, because a lot of them, like, YouTube is their job, so that's how they make money. And if they can continue to do their job, like that, make YouTube their full-time job, and the reason why they need to do the ads to continue. So I think, you have to have a bit of understanding as well. If you want your YouTuber to be creating so much content, well, they do need to make money from it as well. So you don't have to buy the product. You can just listen to
Yeah,
the
exactly.
ad. Yeah.
But
I can
I
understand
just,
why they do ads. I
yeah,
do it
completely.
myself.
You don't have to be buying anything that the YouTubers that you watch show you, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I wish that people had more faith in the fact that um hopefully the YouTubers that they choose to watch, that they have faith that they are genuine enough to show you things that they actually do love before they show it to you, right?
Yeah.
It's not just because everyone's doing it, therefore you're hating on it, which is a big problem that a lot of YouTubers are facing and getting criticized on. Everyone, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. I can understand why people would be annoyed, but I think it's hard to understand unless you're in the position where you're dedicating so much time to it, and it could be taking up time from, you could be investing into getting a new job, or
Yeah.
it's becoming your job. I think you have to, yeah, think, how is this YouTuber making money? Well, they have to hustle. They probably have to do an ad or
Mhm.
something. I mean,
I watch some of the big YouTubers. They do ads, whatever.
they all do
Like
ads.
like
It's,
like
They all
my
do
favorite
it.
crime story, true crime story. What's her name? Bailey Sarian.
yeah.
Do you watch her?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I don't
She'll
know
do
them.
an ad. Oh, it's really I just, and I watched the ad. I just like, oh, okay. it's really quick. So whatever.
I think as long as it's just incorporated in there, or it's not like every single video is a whole ad, that's annoying. But if it's just in there, or they just do one video every now and then, that's an ad. You have to understand that you can't be completely angry at someone for doing that, because most people would do that if they were at that stage in their YouTube career, and they wanted to evolve. You kind of have to do ads.
I have to laugh because there are some of these channels that I watch and they do ads. Like there's another one, and don't talk about us small fries, okay? Small little tadpoles in this big social media. There is, Law and Crime. Law and Crime. They exploded in this entire YouTube world because of the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Trial. This Law and Crime channel. They're so big now. There are millions and millions. They do ads, and she's like, she'll talk about the law, and she's like, and do you know that if you want to fight crime, we're going to introduce you. Like, are they doing an ad?
Oh, yeah. I love it when they sneak it in there.
I'm like, wow, really good, really good. I need to learn from this.
Yeah, it's like a natural transition into the ad.
Legit grail. Yeah, legit grails.
Legit grails. Yeah, I should have done an ad just then. How do you know if it's authentic, guys? Legit grail.
Oh yeah, I was actually quite so I don't know why we jumped into talking about ads, but there was my friend was streaming. Is that why? No, she was turning on the YouTube on TV, so you can watch YouTube on TV. Because I don't have a TV, I don't know, right? YouTube on TV, but apparently now YouTube, like you're watching news, whatever, you are forced to watch ads, like real proper ads, like TV, like normal TV, right? They'll have intermissions every 30 seconds or whatever. But at least on the mobile, you can skip it. But on TV, you have to watch the full thing.
Oh.
Whether it's 2 minutes, 30 seconds, you're like, full ad. And then you watch the news again, and then 30 seconds, you can't skip it. Whereas if you watch it on your mobile, you can skip the ad.
Definitely skip it. Oh my god.
I didn't know that. That's quite funny. Here we go. Yeah, so the skip icon only appears if you're watching it on a mobile platform, like your maybe Apple or whatever. But yeah, okay, if you have a smart TV, maybe can. But you have to wait 60 seconds. That's right. It's really long. You have to watch longer on the TV. Like
what if you have 30, 60 seconds? Because I pay for YouTube Premium. I think it means no ads. But then you have to pay for extra money.
Yeah. So the ads are longer on the TV, okay, which is why I don't have a TV. 5 seconds on the mobile phone. Yeah.
Even more reason just to stick to the mobile.
I think people are just so, again, just referring back to what I said earlier, people are so used to just instant dopamine hit. They can't even stand a 5 or 15 second
I can't.
ad. For me, it just gives me the opportunity to go to the washroom or to go grab my coffee or whatever. Because we forget to just, you have to move supposedly you have to move and stand up for every 15 minutes. I know nobody does it, but it just gives you the opportunity to do it. Then just do it. That's how I see it too. I mean, if you want it to be free, then you've got to watch the ad. That's plain and simple. And if you don't enjoy the review of your YouTuber,
like lately I've been bombarded with some, it's definitely like fake AI ads, right, about eating cucumbers and all that. I'm like, what? Stop.
The AI, they're taking over.
You get some fake grandfather face there, mouthing something, but then the voice is some Western man. Like,
oh my god, your algorithm is crazy.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
That's algorithm.
It's my algorithm. It all happened because I probably clicked on one, forwarded ad from my mom or something, and I clicked on it, and I'm like, that's it, down the rabbit hole. Grandfather AI Totally doesn't sound like him. Ah.
I think the
Well,
longest ad
yeah,
that I
very
actually watched, I watched the whole thing, and it was, I kid you not, it's like a whole hour long. It was very long. It's the ad from what's her name? The actress. She's half Vietnamese, half white, and she is
Oh,
what's her name? You guys know her. But anyway, her ad is about some supplement, and it's
one of those. Oh, they keep
yeah.
going. I used
Oh,
to.
Uh, I
is
watched
she
the whole thing.
the
Oh my
40? Is she
God.
the 4? I'm 42. I'm 45.
Yeah,
Is it that
yeah,
lady?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think I've
Oh,
seen
yeah,
that.
she appeared.
Yeah.
Okay. I know.
I've only watched like 5
Oh,
seconds of that one. I was just like, oh, I can't. Like,
I
never end.
maybe because I'm always like I'm also interested in like health and anything that is biohacking related. So I wasn't gonna buy the product she was talking about, but I was so interested in what she has to say because other than the supplement which helps her, she also does a lot of things to help her, right? So you can't just rely on the supplement and never go to sleep or never eat well and all those things, right?
Yeah.
But it was still interesting to see that whole 1 hour ad. Like some people actually do watch it because I'm one of them.
Well,
Sometimes I actually end up watching
there
the ad
goes your
instead of
algorithm.
well,
1 hour. It's
it
there for
didn't
a
even
year
have a
now.
supplement.
You're gonna
Could
get
have at
all
least
the
one
ads on
supplement.
supplements now. Every single supplement.
Yeah.
Everyone.
which is fine. I take a lot of supplements myself, so sometimes I actually learn something by watching the ads.
Yeah. I have to
What
take
is her
some
name? Oh my
supplements too.
gosh, it's killing me now. It's killing me. I
Yeah,
know
I
who you're talking
know.
about. She's
What's
an
her name?
actress. She did some kind of like, like martial arts in her young age, and the ads are like, you're four. I'm guessing you're 38. She's like,
So you know which one I'm talking about. Hold on, let me
I've
look.
seen
What's
that
her
one too
name?
on my Instagram.
and I skip.
Maggie
was
Q.
watching
Is it
Maggie
Maggie
Q. Maggie
Q?
Q.
Yeah, Maggie Q. Maggie Q. Maggie Q. Thank you, Maggie Q.
I should buy the supplements, see if they really work. I'm 35.
But I do believe her ad though, just because she looks young. 'Cause
Joe's like, she looks like an
has
Asian.
no, but she has Asian genes, so definitely she
Yeah.
can look young because Asians don't age, like they don't look age until they turn 60. But at the same time, I do believe what she's saying. Like she in the ad, she was saying how when she was younger and she was working every day, right? She works long hours and always filming and stuff like that. She ate like crap and she slept like crap, right? I believe that because I went through the same thing. And just because she looks thin doesn't mean that she is feeling healthy. And I
Yeah.
went through exactly the same thing. So just because her ad said that she had to say those things, I still believe that she went through those things. So
She does look good.
she does. She works out all the time and she's vegetarian too, right? So eh, everything she does will affect how she feels, right? But I think now that she is really taking care of her health, and then now she discovered, or maybe I can't remember if she collaborated with this doctor and then they came up with this supplement which she is promoting as well. I mean, I believe that all of that helped. It's not just one thing in particular
Yeah.
that made her look this way. It's
Definitely.
everything.
Stress and everything can contribute to how you look, and
Totally.
there's a lot of things. I know I found some supplements that really help my stomach and just the way I feel, but then other ones don't do anything. I think it's all individual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's definitely sleep and eating right and making sure your iron levels and everything are okay. It all makes a difference. Yeah.
For sure. Okay. Wow. I don't know how we reached here, but we are at our 2
Oh
hour
my God,
mark.
already? What the hell were we even talking about?
Maggie Q. We ended up with Maggie Q.
Because of ads. Because of her ad.
How did we get to ads? I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you, Jessie. We don't want to
Thanks, guys.
hold you up too long. We'll
No, thank you
definitely
so
be
much.
a fixture on the Luxury Live Show. Come and join us
Oh,
again.
Thank
I'll
you.
keep. Yes, and wait, hang on. Let me see. There's a question on when is this? So next week we have Maggie. I think it's
Oh,
Maggie. Maggie Chu. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
also pretty. Yeah, she's been around on YouTube. I think she's from LA, so she's joining us next weekend. Here again, so that'll be fun. So please do join us. She has a really interesting collection. I think I watched her because she was talking about some Celine bags.
Yeah.
But she has a lot of bags. So anyway, we haven't done one of those first time on our live stream. So that's next week. Yeah, she is a first time guest. Yeah. She was traveling to Australia, I think. That's when I tried to reach her.
I messaged her. I was like, Maggie, we should have hanged out. Like, what the hell? But anyway, it's okay.
Aw.
Hopefully she'll come here again.
That's right. So next
might have
time
to go
when she
LA.
goes,
Yeah.
definitely. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Jessie, again. And we will see you next
Thanks,
week.
guys. Thank you, everyone. Bye.